It's ACFL time, boys and girls. This is Grush. With me is Reckless. Say hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
All right. This is going to be the Champions Gaming Palace tournament. For those of you that don't know, which I'm assuming is none of you, this is going to take place every
Hey,
year
buddy.
between. All right. This is going to be the Champions Gaming. Hey, there was a bit of an echo. This is going to take place between the regular season winners and the Magma Cup winners every season. If those two teams happen to be the same team, then it's going to be the regular season winners up against the runners-up from Magma Cup. To make sure, obviously, you can't have a team fight themselves. That'd be silly. I mean, you could, but then you'd have to just give them the shield, and that's kind of...
I guess, listen, we got a perfect 8, right? We could do it. Nobody wants to see that, but we could do it.
I mean, they might want to see it with the brutes, let's be honest.
Oh, whatever, with your hubris. But listen, I want to welcome Phil back. It's been over a year, and your voice is more beautiful than ever.
Thank you.
So welcome back, buddy, and I really am looking forward to this season.
I think this is the first time I've been casting when I haven't had like a serious cold or allergies or some random crap. What is this? Is there... Okay, yeah. Is this at the Tatron Memorial Stadium then?
Yes, it is. It's enter. All right,
Yeah,
this is
I
for
got it.
everyone.
I'm there.
Enter. Yeah, but we'll still specify just in case people don't know. Enter the portal to gaming. Go northeast and enter the gate, and you will be at home. I am your personal GPS, folks.
All right, let's talk about these two teams real quick because this is not what I expected. I'm really surprised that the Brutes would field that lineup.
All right, we are all right, we're 1 minute until. I'm going to talk a little faster to get this in, but Brutes is no surprise. They have the #1 draft pick in there, and then they have largely a mix of the old. It is a healer-intensive hybrid hitter team. You and I were discussing earlier how raged Alex would get were those team members to get Holy Smot, but we won't talk about that just now. As for stars, that's the real surprise. It's no surprise that they lost Asla and Kid. That is the big question of the year. It's how are they going to come back? Stars has always been competitive from Season 1 to Season 6. In Season 1, it was Durgan. Flyke has had an amazing penchant for picking amazing players. So it's a new team. It's Bodrum, Seagash, Azure. Those are all old stakes. And then there is the new Fardock, who was able to come up big for GG last year. So they have everything they need. We'll see how it goes now.
Whoa, this is right out the gate. Bodrum leading out with solo chaining.
You've said this before. He always does that. He will go forward, force them to target him, and then the rest of the team will flank.
But he's just kind of getting wrecked.
What is the deal with that damage? I suppose he's shrouded, right? No, it's 6 a.m.
It's 6 a.m.
What's he doing?
Maybe he was trying to shroud. Oh, he tried to get out there while shroud would still be up. Maybe.
And he just took an unsynced round.
I think that's what happened. He tried to take advantage of. Like,
Franzel also looks like he's not sanctuaried, or Bodrum is just casting amazingly hard. That was a few devastates.
Yeah, but Bodrum is just kind of getting wrecked.
A wrecked trademark. Bodrum still has plenty of health and withstand as well.
By the way, if you guys aren't aware, if you look on the right side of the map, or of the screen, you can see the map, and it's fantastic.
It's important to note that the map does not detect sneak still. So if you see something that seems wonky, that is probably the correct move. And we do see the shoe out. That, I believe, is the curse spell.
Yep. The demonic faces and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like an AoE curse, apparently.
I don't actually
know much about
it lasts an obscene amount. It probably is going to get toned eventually, but for now, remove curse gets it, but it's also like 100 ticks or something insane.
Some kind of mist is going up around the Shugenja. Don't really know what that means. To be honest, there's going to be a lot of that as we figure out what the what the new classes do, because I have no idea.
I do want to say that the shoe hasn't mitigated the spell damage at all. It's all come out. I mean, Bodrum is in
Yeah.
red. That was partially because he rushed out there, but we are seeing the damage go off.
Yeah, and I mean,
Oh, Grump is
there's
resorting to kick, so I believe that's Spirit of Protection that probably went up. I'm not.
could be, or
The,
he could just
the
be.
Meteo isn't it isn't doing damage, so it has to be Spirit of Pro, I believe. Which,
Okay.
if somebody told me, don't hold me to this, but it's about 4 to 5 ticks, kind of like Smot.
And it just what protects him from magic
Mm-hmm.
damage?
Yep, it's like a wall.
The whole group?
I think so.
Is it like a one room only, or does it
Uh,
follow him?
I don't know. I mean, I have a shoe, but I'm going to do extensive testing before Tuesday. I'll tell you that.
Sounds like a good plan.
You and
Um,
I are some old fogies who don't know what's going on with the game anymore.
well, Bodrum's back in his comfort zone right now. He's trying to chain a group and 1v4 like he does,
Bardock
but
does pick up the flag. Yan Luau is there. If you don't know, Phil, it is immune to magic damage. You have to use off nouns to hit it at all. And that comes in handy for obvious reasons. Bardock is on Yan. He can't get off him. He has the flag.
so he's kind of
He's stuck without a rescue. Oh, important to note is assassins don't have rescue. Shu should not have rescue. I mean, the Charmies
yeah.
can, but
So they're just kind of got slowed down themselves up there.
Bardock
And
does get the air elemental out.
and the stars have done what the stars typically do, which is capture the flag quickly, or pick it up quickly at least.
Oh, unsynced, like a dispel actually, and the round off that on Xantione. He is in red. Bodrum should still have lay
Yeah,
if need be.
he's still got lay, and to be honest, they still just have a
Look
ton
at
of
their
non-lay
team. Look at their
damage.
team, Vil.
Yeah,
Nobody is hurt.
yeah, it's just well, here comes Meteo again. It's gonna. I
That
don't.
damage doesn't. Did he get smotted by Fardock earlier? Seagash does miss the smot on Grump. That's gonna be
Zygash
big.
does have smite, so that was a
Yeah, he
question
has
we
smot.
weren't sure
Fardock
about.
hits off that. They just
Yep.
use their 2 smots. So after that, they don't have anything. Fardock, the smitted Meteo took Fardock down to red.
Yeah.
Find that amusing. But anyway, Branzel and
And I mean,
Xantiel are on Fardock. He is going to die shortly. I'm not sure about that flag capture.
yeah, even with the smite on him, I mean, Meteo is still very mana efficient against the group.
Here's the thing. Stars was trying to get momentum going. They have to because otherwise they will get annoyingly outlasted, similar to GG Season 3. But
Yeah, and it's true.
what's happening here is you guys are healing in a timely manner, and Fardock is looking destined to be dust shortly.
And to be honest, that's been something they've always been really good about, and that's been kind of their driving force throughout ACFL as a whole, is those aggressive flag captures. And yes, it's more important now because they can't outlast my team, but to be honest, that's always been their strength to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's
But
why I don't understand this composition necessarily, because they're kind of throwing in healers that are not going to be able to compete.
listen, I understand it. You and I talked about this. They obviously want to win this match. I mean, you get that shield, which could be amazing. You don't know, but they want to win this, but it's a different game. I mean, they lost half of their lineup. It's now a matter of how do we go into this new season and adapt and remain competitive. We need to make that playoff spot. We lost 50% of our permanent team over longevity. What do we do now?
And
Xantiel
Xantium
does
go
get toasted.
down. He's been getting a couple of dispel. He's been eating dispels. I think that combination of curse, imbue.
I'm surprised to see Xantiel die. I mean, if
Yeah.
Brenzel had lay, that could have been an error on Brute's part.
It could be. I mean, it's not that going to be that he's low on mana and
Yeah,
wants
but
to come back
listen,
from it.
brutes have momentum. Why? I mean, Xanthion is a swashbuckler. That's a perfect delay
Yeah.
target. So what is the deal there?
Um, they may have just decided it's not time for Lay, or they may just not have realized that he was about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know Xanton's usually pretty confident in his ability to flee. Swashbucklers usually don't have much problem, even if you're getting stunned. So,
Important to note that Krelios has remained untouched. I don't know that he's been hit much at all. Bodrum is taking damage. Krelios correctly shield disarms, stuns, and that was unsynced as well.
hmm but they no longer have a skill blind in there to keep his shield off of him. But it is
Mm-hmm.
the stun. It does give you the round of unshielded damage.
Fardock still in what? I mean, he was red earlier. It just goes to show you the healing power of the priest. Seagash does get smite blinded, which is so irritating. I believe smites used to be an obscene amount. It was like several ticks long, and then they
Yep.
changed it to much less, correct? It's now probably just a couple ticks, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, we
And
are at a standstill.
okay,
Grump does
well,
pick up the flag. He
Grumpf
is
picks
in
up the
red
flag.
health.
Interesting. I guess that's not a bad choice,
It's
honestly,
not a
just
bad choice, but
because
they need to get him up if he's going to be the
yeah,
flag carrier. Bodrum already is on him.
he's got to get healed, but that leaves the two hitters to go kill Fardock and
Might
no,
have been a
Bodrum
suicide.
goes straight down.
Might have been intentional. Because that was what? That was a round or two. Stars do have the first score, so it looks like momentum is building again for them.
Yep.
Fardock
This
picks
is
up the flag. He's going to go for the next go ahead.
this is interesting. I gotta look and see where the damage is coming from. Obviously, Azure is doing some. Bodum's getting some chains off
I
here and
mean, of
there.
course, Bodrum is still the damage force. I mean, he's the deeps, but I'm thinking. I mean, listen, Brutes could have mitigated a lot of this with Lay. They could have kept their 4 up. They could
Mm-hmm.
have kept momentum going. So they're dropping the ball a little bit here, honestly. But again, it's important to note that this is the season start. Every single person in that field should be rusty, short of possibly the people who ran some combines like Seagash.
Mm-hmm. And the difficulty just in planning against this when you don't actually know. Most of my team only plays for ACFL. Um, myself, Ardict, Xantiln, Branzel don't really play the game a whole lot anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and it's interesting just trying to figure out what things do or how these new classes are gonna end up working.
Well, here's what I'll say. This game is far from over. Brutes have extended longevity as far as healing power. They could simply go for a straight 3-cap whittle strategy off this.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have to probably 3-cap because if stars have points on the game, if they die, that's a loss.
And Krelius gets strangled.
Mm-hmm. Bodrum does chain himself, but he also does more to Branzel. So Branzel does shield strike successfully off that. A landed shield strike is just about the best stun in the game.
And Bodrum chaining himself is usually his go-to
Just
strategy.
just the norm, just the norm, folks. Just remember, don't try that at home.
And Krelius gets cure poison, so he's going to be down for another minute. Zygash.
But again, Krelius is wide health. I don't know that this is a bad thing necessarily. I mean, they're Xanthion is out. He's in wide. He needs to not take too much damage at the.
Yeah. It looks like he was interrupting the flag.
He doesn't
maybe?
need to be on stars. I mean, what they need to do. See, he's already in
Whoa,
red.
and
That's
now
not good.
he needs to stay alive, that's for
He
sure.
needs to stay alive. And again, if Brutes lose this, I mean, they just have their guys out. If they die here, that's just going to be 3-0. So what they need to do is start to get momentum going and go for that 3-cap. That's the only way you win this game. Stars does get the second capture off.
So now it is do or die. It's a 3-0 at this point, or
Mm-hmm. It's a 3-0 or a 3-2. There's no other. I mean, in theory.
and Xantil is taking a lot of damage again. Where is that damage coming from? Because
Here's
Azure is
what's
obviously doing a lot of damage, and then
so you have
Zygash is just
evil
doing a lot of damage.
you have evil Bodrum, you have neutral Azure, um, you have Fardock. Is he good Alon?
He is.
So that's trial on at least. You have Bodrum firing off those enormous acid blasts. I
I
would
think
say if you ran a damn calc, it would be Bodrum for the most part,
I
but
think
everybody's doing damage.
Fardock has not really done any damage at all. There's the lay onto Xantil.
Hmm.
Um, but
Fardock does pick up the flag. He is going for the home run here.
Grumph is out, so it's a 4v4 again, and this is the point where they need to be able to take him down, get the flag, and
The shoe
run it.
has been surprisingly effective in this match. I'm sure that
Those curses have got to be a factor in
the curse is not
Xantil
only
getting dispelled.
irritating as far as raw spell damage. I mean, if you guys don't know, if you're cursed, you're much more likely to not have your saves hold up against damage, which makes it go up a few nouns. As well, Xantiel does take a spell here. He has not
And
been hit off it yet.
and that's the thing, is these dispels onto Xantil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually quite shocked that he's proving to be, get those spells on him. It's gotta be. Do they have imbue the Shugenja?
They do. They
So
have imbue. They have the curse.
so if you think about it, then what do they do? I'd heard that they're kind of like druid hybrids,
They're
but
like druids with some niche spells. I mean,
so
that's essentially what a weaker druid, not as good
well
Thaco, and then more like anti-mage spells,
it
anti-spell in
yeah
general.
it looks like honest. Oh, there's a lot of damage onto Azure though.
Oh, did you see that
There,
round?
Zygash is hitting Azure. Zygash is beating the crap out of Azure. Actually, is the accurate.
I mean, listen, if you have the momentum as stars, you're set to win this. So, Grumpf does pick up the flag. That's the correct move. I think that's the only choice they have. Farduck does die here. All right, listen, Brutes have momentum, but the only way they win this is not killing everybody at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to keep. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Xantium did die. That was the second toast. If they come back, Farduck is going to come back with prayer.
But now
ER.
Bodrum's forcing the issue.
That's not good. I mean, I don't know why Branzel is shield striking. I mean, I know he's forcing the issue, but I would just try to leave him, I guess. I mean, I know that's much easier said than done. I'm gonna share this with you for humor. Trace said, "I feel like you hurt Grushk on a deep spiritual level anytime you say the stars are going to win."
It's true. It hurts me deep in my soul.
But anyway, listen, Grumpf needs to get across. They need to go for the 3 cap here, or it's a bust. I know, again, that's near impossible to do with Bodum around. I would say, is he on a Draco right now? I would say dirt and leave him alone if he isn't on a Draco.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just going to come down to how quickly can they move the flag and can they prevent the counter capture and delays.
They need to move. They need to keep. They need to keep the kill staggered, but they have to kill in a timely manner as well. This is a complicated matter of things because when Fardock comes out, he can heal that team to full. Fardock is a souped-up priest. But again, Bodrum is amazingly... I mean, this seems to be the word of the day, but he's phenomenal against mid-race hitters. It's just the truth. Bodrum does get a ghastly acid on Grumpf.
And those are just
holding the flag.
hurting.
Mm-hmm. Bodrum is limping. Just dirt him and keep him off. There you go. That is good. That's what you want to do. Brutes does get the first capture of the day. They have to keep moving it.
They didn't have the stagger set up, though.
They didn't have the stagger, but listen, if they kill Bodrum and
Yeah.
who else is in there? Seagash? Somebody else in
Zygash
there.
and Bodrum.
They need to go ahead and kill those guys now, keep it at a disadvantage, and then just keep running that flag across. You have the first flag now. You can go ahead and make the 3-0. You can get it all before Bodrum comes back in. So they need to go ahead and kill him.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And this is just, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that drop kick is a way to get it done. Bodrum is not mounted. He is susceptible to this. Kill Bodrum. If you kill Bodrum, I'm going to go ahead and say they took momentum back fully.
They need to be healing up a lot more, and they're not getting...
Well, listen, when Fardock comes out, he doesn't really have anything to add to the bunch other than Smod and healing. You want to get the damage DPS out, and you have to get that out before the rest of the team comes back. Azure will be back as well, and Assassin is a great bottleneck for any team if he plays correctly. So you got to kill those guys. It's the only way you win this match.
I'm really interested in seeing the amount of damage that Zygash is doing is actually quite surprising to me because I did not expect that much melee from him. I expected more like Cleric or Priest.
I will tell you what, Flack, his team has always been an experimental one. Nobody was going to predict a Necro and a Minnow Invoker in as a team that would clinch 3 championships. Flack has never been afraid to march forth and try the more experimental approaches, and it's paid off for him.
So time...
This is dragging on a little too long. There are 13 seconds left in the tick. I think somebody's going to come out in the next tick.
Yeah, Fardock is out already. Next one should be out the next tick. Oh, Azure's out. And that may spell
that may be
doom.
It. Mm-hmm.
They weren't able to kill Bodrum or Zygash, which means it's a 4v4 right now. All right, we do have
get the
2
second
caps.
cap.
So
here's the deal. Azure can make or break this run if Azure blinds the whole team. Grumph does get smotted again, meaning the DPS is out. Bodrum gets killed, but he has withstand on. Drop kick off that. He flees off that. He's just going to make it irritating. It's not going to get done.
Oh, boy. All right. Sorry. It's a little harder for me to cast my own games. It's a little more stressful.
Albert was saying he's always amused because you get so salty on stream. You feel the blows, man. I understand.
And Fardock does pick up the flag. Which means it's going to come down to who can kill who now. The good news is Bodrum is at withstand range, and maybe, hopefully, he's starting to run out of mana, but, presumably Fardock came back out with ER ready.
We are at 2-2. Bodrum is just in wimpy status. I mean, you could dirt him and keep him off your team.
Zygash has got to be running out of steam as well, though. He's still got the Pugil, but he's got to be running out of mana.
Here's the truth. This is what we're going to see. Fardock has a lot of healing. I imagine Prayer is probably down for Grumph, right? But the thing is, he does pick up the flag. I'm not sure about that. You can outlast that team, I think.
But at the same time, it's a scary game to play with him because they're gonna run it across the flag. And
Fairless is getting tripped. This trip is hurting him. He's in the 30-yard marker. He's getting tripped again. He may just die here.
No, he better not. I don't allow him to die.
If he dies, that's...
I don't allow him to die.
He's getting G-conned. He was tripped earlier. He has to get that flea off. He does get the flea off. He does move east. I think he's temporarily out of the danger zone. He does get the potion of flying out of the mini pockets. He quaffs it. A little too late, Grayson. A little too late.
I think that's actually another one. He had already quaffed a fly potion.
Oh, okay.
He's just doubling up and making sure he's okay.
Yeah. But listen, Grump has the flag. This is the moment we see what Azure is made of here.
Yeah. And that's the threat. If you wait too long to try and
The only person
cap,
who can do anything against that team, as far as blocking rescues and stuff, is Azure. If he doesn't get the blinds off, they can run this flag across.
but it won't matter.
Grumpf needs to be focusing on moving and not Rave Truthing. He doesn't need to be in combat right now. Let me see something.
Well, I mean, with both priests having the flag, it's going to come
Yeah.
down to who can kill who.
Bodrum does take another withstand, gets shield struck off that. Branzel very smart there. Gets shield struck off that. Does he die? No, he
No,
flees.
of course not. Bodrum doesn't die. No, Bodrum doesn't
Bodrum
die.
is the cockroachest player in the ACFL.
He is obnoxious, I will tell you that. I think the only time in ACFL the Brutes have ever just like flat out killed him was last
Bodrum
season.
thanks everyone. Is he listening to this?
The only time I think that's happened was when the match got reset anyway, because everything glitched out and the flag turned into like daisies.
Trace does say listening to you cast Bodrum almost dying is the best part of this match. So much excitement.
Come on, kill him. He's almost. Oh, he wimpy.
It's like it's equivalent to being one of those people who have like a sports. They're a fan of a sports team that has never won anything, but they still get excited over it.
Everybody's excited to see Bodrum die. Everyone.
But Bodrum is still taking damage.
We're not
He's just
actually
in wimpy
casting
mode.
an ACFL match. We're casting a Bodrum dying event.
It's just the gauntlet. That's all it is.
Can 4 people kill Bodrum? Spoiler alert: no.
All right, so here we have seen Brute's healing power tested. They have stayed alive forever. They've been in this match with
And
not that many people have died.
of him. The Brutes are on top of Fardock.
Relius is taking a lot of damage here, and he can't have that much health left just because of the raw beating he took earlier.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, he stayed alive,
Yeah.
and I bet you he's dumped to that pool.
That is what matters. Staying alive.
Staying alive.
No, we're not going to do that. This is not the stream for that.
All right, fair enough.
Actually, you know what'd be really funny is
What?
if like 10 seconds of staying alive gets Twitch hit for the copyrighted music, and then it mutes.
Yeah,
part of the
just that
stream.
little red bar. You guys better not do that. We need our DSLers happy.
All right, so everybody just kind of recuperating. Stars should have ER, which might actually give them they should all have ER fresh from product coming back out of the prep room.
You know what's interesting is they have stayed on Bodrum this whole match. It's not. Yeah, normally I would say, okay, don't waste your time with this, but Stars have not gotten that much damage
Xantil
output there.
dies.
Xantil does go down, which is not good at all.
And this is what it always gets done is Bodrum is like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go.
Solos the
1v4.
team.
I'm gonna go 1v4 the enemy team. Just hang tight.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Brutes, I mean, they've all stayed alive this long. Stay alive a little longer, I suppose. But I'll tell you what, Azure and Seagash both have melee. Grump does take a ghastly. It is looking like a 3-2 victory for Stars here. I mean, if one person dies, that's it. Bodrum does Shroud, which just shows you how long this match has lasted. It started at about 6 a.m. Bear of Truth is going through the Shroud.
But that's the only thing that can go through the Shroud.
It is, and Brutes is vulnerable to this. They certainly are.
This is gonna end the match here, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
If Bodrum,
If
still
Bodrum has
mana
mana left, yeah, and that's
it. So a 3-2 victory for the Stars. Not quite what I expected, but
it's been a good showcase of both the fact that Stars are still capable of winning matches with the new lineup, and without, I mean, listen, they didn't have Asla, they didn't have Kid, they did not have Kimpaz. There was only one person in there that remained from the traditional championship winning lineup, and that was Bodrum.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to see a good showcase of Brute's healing power, which was extraordinary. I mean, I don't know that most of them did not die, and they kept alive that long. There is enormous potential for this season here.
Wow. All right. Let's let things
Also,
calm down.
remember, if you still want to get Kid on the cast,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to do so.
All right. Let's recap that a little bit. So to start out, um, Stars did their thing. They just kind of rushed the flag. That's always what they do. It puts pressure on the other team, especially in this
Mhm.
situation where the other team has more healing power. You want to put pressure on the other team, force them to come to you. Um, Stars are always in the best position when they can just kind of chain people.
Stars still surprisingly good on healing though. They had Fardock and they also had Seagash in there as a double heal comp, and then probably one of the factors in keeping Bodrum sustaining mana is that ER taking off. He
Mm-hmm.
probably had extra chains because of that throughout the entire match.
For sure, the ER is kind of clutch against our composition because with their typical caster heavy compositions, you're gonna run out of mana without ER, and you're gonna run out fast.
Hmm.
Um, so let me think.
I think what this showed tonight is that both teams can win against each other. It wasn't a perfect game by either team. People made mistakes here, but it also makes for some exciting games.
For sure. Um, I know I'm gonna get some "I told you so's" from somebody. That's
Yeah,
that's how things work.
it
Um,
is. It is. So listen, while we're in a bit of a dead space here, I do want to broach this subject. Zudum.
Zudum.
He was put on the disciplinary list that fomented some curiosity on the forums. People wanted to know why, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to answer this question in whatever manner you see fit. But I do want to address it because it's a bit of an elephant. So, do you want to talk at all about it, or do you want to keep it between the two of you?
Uh, I'm just gonna say that he is difficult to work with, and I'm gonna leave it like that unless he chooses to bring it up himself.
Okay. Well, we will leave it in the graveyard for now. And as far as I'm concerned, we've addressed it.
With that said, oh, I lost my bet. Good luck next time. Way to rub it in. Thank you, DSL, for getting salt in the wound.
I'm sorry, buddy. You know, stars. They're always hard.
Now I'm broke. That 5 eggs was my last. It's my
I
last five
guarantee
eggs.
you, I'm a broker owner than you at this point. But we'll see. We'll see who the most broke is at the end of the season.
Is that our new competition? We're not winning.
It is.
We're
It
just trying to
is.
see who loses.
Who is the least wealthy owner in the ACFL is our comp.
Oh, all
And
right. There's
between Marcus and Flack, of course, it's who is the wealthiest.
That's right. Now there's the drawing. If you bet 5 eggs, you got entered in the drawing, and anybody, whether you won your bet or not, can win the sum total of all the bets. It better not be Grump, is all I'm saying. If that
If
is
it's
Grump,
Grump, I'm gonna go ahead and be pissed off. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. If it's
the
Grump
the
or
two
Zoro,
time, the 2 time.
oh,
Oh
is it
no!
Flack or Grump? It's one of the two,
Oh no!
or Marcus potentially. Is Marcus on? If it's one of those
Grump has
three,
already won 2 lottos.
oh, it's
Okay.
Rumpton. Okay, I'll take that.
All right. All right. Don't fake us out.
Oh
Grump has already won
goodness.
2 lotteries with over 1,000 eggs each. I don't think he needs anything else.
Luckiest person.
Um,
Oh, I do want to bring attention. There are 117 people on right now. Listen, anybody who logged on, anybody who is giving attention to a game format that has not been in vogue for a long time, I want to thank you.
um, that about sums it up for the regular match cast. I do kind of want to get Kid on here, and let's find out why he is not on the Stars anymore.
Okay, well, do you have his contact?
I do not, but we can get that real easy.
All right, let's get him set up. Because I'm curious to know this too. Let's go ahead and tackle the questions.
You know what's probably the worst part of losing this match tonight is, though?
Mm-hmm.
The curiosity about that shield is going to kill me. I want to know what it is.
Hey, I'm sure they're curious about your Magma Cup items as well.
It's just a nice cup.
It is. It's a nice little cup. But I mean, I don't know. At the very least, um, Stars already has a great team, so I don't care if they get an item. I do care that they contribute further to the winningest team. I care about that, but I hope to beat them terribly this season.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
All right. I'm not getting anything from Kid just yet. But let's talk about the Stars lineup in general. I mean,
Well, you know, it's funny because what this was reminiscent of is the season one lineup a little bit. Because you remember season one, that was Durgan. He was an
yeah,
explosive player,
I've got
absolutely
Bodrum,
unrelentingly explosive.
Durgan, Kempaz, Azula
Hmm.
as their kind of
And
starting
now they
lineup.
have a sort of team like that. Seagash is like a druid. It's just like a druid who can do a lot of other stuff as well, and he did a surprising amount of damage. I think that he has shown Shukenja is viable to some extent.
Yeah, because it looks like with all the things, it looks like they have. They keep imbue. They appear to have Pugil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you've got the kind of anti-imbue with the AOE curse.
Mm-hmm. Not
Which
only
kind of
that, but again, I mean,
doubles
listen.
down on the caster lineup.
Yeah, it does. You have Bodrum who is doing damage. I mean, his whole thing is Acid Blast Chain. Those are big spells. When you put that curse on people, it makes more likely those spells are going to go through, do more damage.
So, like, what do you lose versus as a Shugenja versus a Druid? What do you lose? I don't
Well,
think
a
he
druid
was.
is a much better hitter. I
I
mean,
don't.
that's bottom line.
I don't
Um,
think he was sneaking or hiding. Like, you don't
you
have
don't
sneak or
have
hide.
sneak or hide. You do not.
So you lose basically field PK utilities, and then which are not really that useful in ACFL.
Correct. You have
Um,
hitting. Um, you have sneak or hide, which means you're trackable in the arena, and then you count on those spells landing. Remove curse does take care of that problem very quickly, but it's also very easy to land as a shoe.
Very interesting. Um, Not getting anything from Skype, so
Rumpton did say, I mean, we'll end this shortly, but Rumpton did say Spirit of Retribution play into Xantil and Dispels, almost certainly.
Spirit of Retribution.
Yep, that's the curse.
Ah, okay. And yeah, I mean, I think that kind of goes without saying. The curses and the imbues, and then what kind of moon are we looking at? I can't really tell.
Well, I mean,
But
that match went over a long time. It started at 6 a.m. Boderman was able to shroud in the middle of it.
yeah, so it's very interesting. Well, we don't have
We
Kid
will
on
go
the.
ahead and end this for now. I mean, we can get Kid later. It's a long season. We have plenty of time.
But thank you for casting. Thank you guys for tuning in,
I hope
and
you're here more, Phil. I hope that you have sacrificed your normal real life for this for a while because I'll be there right with you.
I will be here Tuesdays. I should be here Sundays and Thursdays as well. I've made sure that I'm going to be first off at work, which means I can get off work and bum rush home, hop on. That's what I did last year. That's what I'm going to do this year.
Okay, we'll take it to it. And I suppose we'll see about Tuesday. We both have matches, but we're going to try to make this a comprehensive season as far as coverage.
We'll do our best. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all have a good. Oh, we do have Kid. Here we go.
All right.
All right,
Hello.
Kid. All right. We really just have one question. What happened? Why aren't you on Stars?
Warning. Warp core collapse
Here, hold
in
on, let me
10
turn that
seconds.
off.
Wow. Apparently we struck a nerve with that one.
No, they are scripting triggers. Alerting me that there isn't an M talking and there's a broadcast happening.
Um. But yeah, why aren't you on Stars? That's what we want to know.
Well, I have I have another character in ACFL at the moment.
But
Oh, I wanted to get dropped so I could put in another character.
But kid.
Yeah. I wanted him out of there so I could play with another character.
But kid. We're just gonna keep going back and forth. But kid.
You go
Okay,
out.
look. All right. Let's get to the heart of this. You didn't like being a second-rate Xantillon. That's what this was about, isn't it?
Xantolin is better one-on-one, but in a group I do better.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for.
I don't have the finances he does.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering the important questions here. How do you think they did in that match there?
They did great. They listened to the tells I was shooting them.
Oh, you betrayer! See, you drop out and then you just you give them tips anyway.
Oh yeah.
That's just wrong, man. You're supposed to say, "Screw you guys, I'm out."
Hey, he didn't put me on the discipline list, so I can be only nothing but nice.
All right, I think that's fair. All right, this stream has gone long enough. Thank you for answering the important question, and we will see you guys Tuesday.
All right.
Have a good night, guys.